Welcome everyone. Best practice number 7. Today we're going to talk about WAN to LAN attack surface optimization. So we've already done a bunch of optimization, but I'm bringing the optimization and I'm showing you another level which you can use and I've used within a specific context. So at my home, I have a Plex server that I host for my personal content. And I have to open the certain ports from the internet to my Plex server for it to be reachable from the internet. And so what I've done here is there's a way that you can have an object in your firewall that will only reference an AS number. What is an AS number? An AS number is a number that you get when you register to have a public block of IP address. For example, all of our ISPs are using AS numbers like Bell, Telus, and any internet service providers needs to have an AS number, which is associated with all of their public blocks of IP addresses. And this is public information. And there's a way to create an object in the firewall to only reference these blocks of IPs. So what I'm doing in my case is because I know that, for example, here in Canada, there's Bell Canada, which is one of the most popular ISP. What I do is I say, okay, I will only allow Bell Canada public IP addresses to reach my server. And by doing that, it's another layer of attack surface optimization because I limit only the addresses of Bell Canada, which means I do not need to allow the full country. And I will also do the same thing for Telus because Telus is the provider of my cell phone. So I whitelisted only the Telus IP spaces. And it's a very good way to optimize the attack surface without being too complicated. So how do we do that? First, we're going to go here on this website. So you can see the URL here. You will copy and paste your public IP addresses to figure out what is your AS number, the AS number of your ISP. So in my case, this is my current IP. Don't worry, it's dynamic, it will change. So the AS is 577. Once you have the AS, you go on this website here. You see the URL. You just copy and paste the AS number. Then, once you do that, you can see the full IP list. But what is interesting is in the resource section, there's a blacklist. And there's the list here. And if you click on it, text, you get this publicly available real-time updated list of all of the public subnets of this specific AS number. So all you do is you take this URL, you go in your FortiGate, you go in external connector, you create a connector, and you just copy and paste the URL, and the FortiGate will download all of the entries from this list. Now, from that place, you can use this object in your rule just like I did. But be careful because on certain FortiGate models, especially the smaller ones with 2 gigs of RAM, there might be a limit of how many entries you can download into an object. And so you just have to make sure that here, entry count, everything is fine. I have a bigger model. I have a 90G, which means I have 8 gigs of RAM, and I'm good with this list. But I've seen on smaller models where if the list is too big, it's not gonna work. So in my case, it's working. Once we have that, we go back to the policy, and we just reference the objects. And here we go. That's another way of optimizing and reducing our attack surface. This is it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.